Welcome to Training by Jerron. Today, we'll be working on exporting an Excel spreadsheet into Access to create a brand new database. For this process, we'll be using Access 2007 and an Excel spreadsheet that we created earlier. This Excel spreadsheet you can download from Training by Jerron underneath this particular tutorial. But if you already have your own Excel spreadsheet, you're most welcome, or just go ahead and create a simple one. The main purpose is to make sure that you have an Excel spreadsheet that has a nice amount of records listed along with decent column headings. So let's go ahead and get started. For this particular project, we went ahead with the scenario that we have a list of student workers that we want to keep track of, and that list of student workers is going to go from 1 to 100 very quickly. So instead of us going ahead and keeping track of an Excel spreadsheet that has this information, we want to go ahead and create an Access database for it, just so that once we do type that information in and our list does get to 100, we can search just a little bit quicker for those pieces of information, and we can find that student just a tad bit quicker. So with that scenario in mind and our Excel spreadsheet created, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said earlier, we went ahead and we created an Excel spreadsheet. This Excel spreadsheet, as you can see here, again has just 3 students. We have a very small office. So along with just a couple of column headings that you can see that are named accordingly, making sure not to use any spaces, which is important. We've saved that file underneath student workers on our desktop to make things easier and quick access. So go ahead and click on Microsoft Access for me. Ours is already open, so it's going to be a little bit faster for us, but we'll wait on you. No worries. Go ahead and click on Blank Database for me once your Getting Started with Microsoft Office Access page appears. When we click on Blank Database, on your right-hand side, you'll see that we have the option to go ahead and name our file. Just to stay consistent, go ahead and name your brand new database Student Workers. The location for this database, go ahead and select your desktop just to make things a little bit quicker for you. Just access a little bit later, but you can always go ahead and select your own destination. That's up to you. Once you have typed in your file name and you selected your location for your file, go ahead and click Create. On this screen, we're going to go ahead and import the information from the Excel file itself. To do so, go ahead and click on the External tab located at the top of the page. On the ribbon that appears, go ahead and click on Excel in the Import section. This will bring up our Import dialog box and get the wizard started for us. Next, we'll go ahead and we'll select the file itself that we're going to be using to import into Access. To do so, go ahead and click the Browse button, locate the file itself. Our file itself was located on the desktop. It made things a lot easier for us. Again, name Student Workers, no spaces. Click Open for me. Once you click Open, next we'll go ahead and make sure that we tell Access how we wanted to manipulate the information that we're importing. For this particular process, we want to go ahead and we want to create a brand new table within our database for the information that we're importing. But we have other options, such as append a copy of the records to the table, and we can specify a particular table just in case we're using an already existing Access database. Or this particular process will transfer the information from the Excel file into commonly used tables that we already have within the Access database, and any extra information will be placed inside of its own table. Makes it a lot easier just in case to get rid of duplicate information within our Access database. We also have the option to link the external Excel file to Access. This particular step works perfectly for offices where you have one person that knows how to use Access and a whole lot of people that knows how to use Excel. This particular step will allow you to be able to go ahead and edit Excel from anybody's desktop, just as long as the file is saved in the same exact location for Access to be able to find. And once they edit that document, it will be immediately taken into Access once the database is open. So again, one more time, go ahead and we're going to select import the source data into a new table in the current database, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. On the window that appears, we have to select the location of the information within Excel that we want to grab the information from. We have multiple sheets within our Excel file, but we only use just sheet 1. Sheet 2 and sheet 3 are blank actually. So go ahead and select sheet 1. Make sure to leave the radio selection show worksheets selected. Go ahead and click next for me. On this window, we want to go ahead and we want to designate the first row of each of the different columns as a column heading. We want to make sure that Access does not import last name, first name, phone 1, or phone 2 as a piece of the information that we want to use within our actual Access database. To do so, go ahead and select the option first row contains column headings. As you can see, the screen changed and now it designated the first row as actually column headings and not pieces of data that will go inside our Access file. Go ahead and click next for me. Once you click next, we want to go ahead and we want to create an index for the very first column, which is going to be last name. An index is a way for Access to find information within your Access database a lot quicker. In this case, since we're going to be pretty much looking for our student workers by last name, we know for a fact we want to make sure that our last name column is indexed. So just in case we have 100 workers, our Access file will immediately be able to find files a lot quicker within that 100 row database. And it also makes things a lot quicker just in case we want to save time within the actual search process so we have even more names. I must warn you that indexing your columns will also increase the size of your Access database. But the good thing is with current computers, we're not too worried about space, but I must warn you about that. To go ahead and create last name as an index, we'll go ahead and once it's already selected, which is the default, go ahead underneath the field options section and index. I want you to click the drop down list for me. In that drop down list, I want you to go ahead and select yes, duplicates only. Okay. Once you select yes, duplicates okay, go ahead and click next for me. On this screen, we're going to go ahead and we're going to designate a primary key for our Access table. Now, this was going to allow Access to be able to associate our brand new table that we are creating with other tables within the database itself. Every table within Access must have a primary key. This is important to make sure that Access is able to associate certain tables of related information and be able to pull that information for your queries a lot quicker. So we'll go ahead and let Access do its job and select the very first option, but you're most welcome to go ahead and choose your own primary key, which I do not recommend at this time, and as well as to tell it not to have a primary key, which I also do not recommend considering every table must have a primary key. Go ahead and click next for me once we select that option. Now we're almost done. We just go ahead and we're going to name our table. Since we already know that we're going to be using student information for this particular table and we want to keep things simple, we're going to go ahead and name our table student info. Easy enough. Once you went ahead and typed in the name student info, go ahead and click finish for me, please. Once you click finish, it's going to bring up a quick dialog box that's going to ask you if you want to save those import steps. This feature is great if you plan on doing this importing of that particular Excel file into Access. But the good thing is we know for a fact we're probably going to be doing it once. So for us to go ahead and save these import steps at this time, we don't need to. But this works perfect for offices that will also be multitasking and working on the same files. Again, we're not going to go ahead and select this option. Go ahead and click close for me. Once you click close, we'll notice that our brand new table was created. And if we go ahead and click on student info table, we'll see that all the information that was in our Excel file previously is now within a table within our brand new database within Access. Wonderful. At this point, we are complete. If you have any additional questions or you want to take this particular database a little bit further, feel free to come back to Training by Jerron. We'll be happy to help you. Take care.